All right, this routine, what I'm gonna show you is the SUCKA routine. It's EPMD's bandwagon. The reason why I call it the SUCKA routine is because this is a battle routine, and I thought this routine would take anybody out, but I guess I'm not world champion. But you know, whatever. Oh. But you know, this routine kept me humble. You know. Basically, what this routine is about is a battle routine that, like, I was thinking, what can I do to make a dope battle routine? All right. So I was listening to Slick Rick, and I said, you know what? This guy's a good storyteller. I think beat juggling is about storytelling. It has an intro. It has the intro, the beginning, the middle, and the conclusion, like the ending. And this is what the SUCKA routine is about. Now, what I did first was I listened to the whole record.
Hey yo, you want to battle?
I'm like, listen.
Good to G.O.
You want to battle, right? Then you got these bass lines. Then you got this bass line coming in. It sounds hype, and you want to do something. That's the break. And I'm like listening to it.
Sucker.
Ooh, wow. You know what? That sounds like, you know, it has a sucker in it. I was like, yo, I could use that. And then okay, that's the length of the record of what I'm gonna use. So basically, I had to hear this record first and feel it and see what words were in it and the bass lines and all those punches, like the sucker, you want to battle. And to me, that made it say like, yo, this is a dope battle routine because it has everything in it what you need for a battle. Now, first I started is I played the record. This may take a little long, so bear with me. So I played the record.
Hey yo, you want to battle? I'm good to G.O.
So while this is playing, I'm trying to figure what I'm gonna do with this. So I'm like, you know what? I could change the pitches of the bass line just by moving the pitch, the tone. The speed of the pitch changes the whole bass line from high to low. Here, for example.
Hey yo, you want to battle? I'm good to G.O. I'm good to G.O.
So that's my bass line, and that's my intro. Hey yo, you want to battle? I'm good to G.O. So I started doing the bass line, saying like, you know, I'm doing my intro, and I'm gonna get into this. And when I get into it, I start first. What I do is it's called back cueing, which is you take the record and you like put it back to its mark. Now, if you've seen the video on the TV screens, like I have the record marked to where the needle is, so you know where it's gonna be every time you hit. So when you play the record, you just did a 360, so you know if you pull it back 360 back, you're back at the same spot to where you are. So I'm gonna do some back cueing, which I did, which is this. Now, while I was back cueing, I was so anxious to figure out where the sucker was. So I was like, all right, so let me back cue, let me play around with it. I was like wondering what's up, sucker. Like, oh, dip, there goes the sucker. Like, you know, I was just playing around with it. What happened was I was playing with the record, and then like I wanted to back cue it. So like I didn't want to hear the spin back, and when I flipped it to the first turntable, it said sucker. I'm like, oh shoot, that was a hit right there for me. I was like, wow. So. Back cueing. Sucker. So that's where the sucker came from. Now I said, you know what? Just looking like that, just switching it to the other side look a little boring. So let me add a little body trick. Let me point at everybody and just say that you're a sucker. So. Sucker. So right there comes the sucker. Now comes to the meat, which is the beat juggling. Sucker. What I'm doing now is back heeling. Now the next one is a little difficult. I can't really get down to it right now, but this is called like it's like doing doubles or triples. It's really called beat juggling. It's just like a fast syncopation of beat juggling. Now I said to myself, you know what, that sounds boring. So I backed it up, and I heard the sucker. I was like, you know what? I can actually like include the beat juggle with the words saying it's suckers, make it sound interesting, so people be like, oh, dip, that's just hot. All right, check this out. Sucker. Sucker. So when I'm battling, I'm like. Sucker. Sucker. You know, and people will be like, yo, that's some hype stuff, right? Am I right? Am I right? So now comes to this part where my favorite part of beat juggling is like doing a lot of snares. I mean, one day, my secret is, well, I'm gonna tell you my secret. Like, I want to take snares and actually I want to put it into Morse codes. Like, you know, like make it really, really subliminal, saying that like I hate you or something like that. So these are the beat juggles that involve the snares. Have you ever seen Total Eclipse like beat juggle? Like his snares come out like 20 times fast and you don't even know what's going on. That's exactly what I'm doing also. Now I'm saying, oh wow, you know, I think this is real technical. Let me go back to the words, this word sucker, which people really understand, you know, because it's like, you know, this is too technical for them. Like, bap, 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 tap, 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 tap. So let me just get back into the real world and add the sucker in. Sucker. Then people go like, whoo, damn, that was hot. And then now comes where I'm about to end it, where I slow it down into the real beat juggling, which is called syncopation, where you take two records and you slow it down and you make it into a whole totally new different beat, like this. Now, this syncopation is a very important one in a battle routine. It's called swing. A swing. Well, actually, a swing sounds like doom, doom, dap, do da, doom, dap. Now, that's the most important, to me, that's the most important part of beat juggling because that's one of the major things that you need to learn. You can't just go bam, boom, boom, bam, like do all this crazy stuff. You need to learn the basics, like the hard wood of it. And I think like syncopation and the swing is the most important part of beat juggling, which is doom, doom, dab, do da, doom, dab, which is the most funkiest part of a routine. Okay, now I'm gonna end it. So I'm listening to this side. Boom. I heard like four bass lines all at one time. Nah, first I was like, I could just do this. It's some body trick or something like that, right? So I started playing around with it, like try to do different speeds. I was like, hold up, you know what? I could change each bass line by just changing the pitch, and that'll make a dope ending. So it goes like this. Then I take it an octave down, take it an octave up. And I leave it alone. When I leave it alone, SUCKA. The end of the SUCKA routine right there. I'm sorry it took so long, but I had to explain the SUCKA routine, why it's such a dope battle routine. Sorry, Destroy. Take your time.
That was real dope. Give it up, man. That was real hot. That was real hot. I'm happy because I want to do that.